Aloha, agents. Happy Wednesday to you. Oh, I have a very special training today, and it's going to go deep into our why. All right, or my why, which I hope is also many of your whys. All right, so today is all about changing the real estate industry for the better and really starting with our own business, right? And along the way, why not tripling our income at it? All right. So I'm going to provide to you a super easy 3-step framework in order to accomplish this. All right. Now, the framework itself might be easy, but industry change is going to be hard, isn't it? All right, so we're going to dive into all of this here in just a moment. If you are new here, my name is Erica Fields. I'm a real estate agent coach and business strategist. I love helping agents work smarter and not harder while doubling, tripling, and even quadrupling your income. All right. So if you ever want to talk, feel free to slide into my DMs and I am happy to talk to you. Otherwise, let's hop into this. Okay. So why did this topic come up? All right. So lately I have been reading Seth Godin's, I've been listening to it on Audible. Give me a like if you're on that Audible. And by the way, tell me if you're catching this live, catching the replay, if you're popping in, say hello. I'd love to say hello to you. So this has come about because I've been reading Seth Godin's This Is Marketing on Audible, and he's talking about starting with why even in the marketing, right? And, shame on me, that's something that I haven't been doing. And I'm a huge person I'm huge on starting with why, right? So I feel silly for not including that in the marketing. And I wanted to share it with you guys today and really just get clear and I have conversation about what this means to you and if this is important to you. All right. And of course, at the end, you're going to get the training's about the 3-step framework. So in just a few moments, we're going to get to the 3-step framework. But first, I want to talk about what I even mean by change, right? What are some of the specifics that I mean and what would be the benefits? Why even go through all of this labor and hard work in order to create any kind of change? So let's jump in. Let me know if you're catching this live or watching the replay. Say hello. All right. So I want you guys to just take a moment and imagine, okay? If you're not driving right now, close your eyes, okay? And visualize how would your day be different as an agent if you were viewed highly as a professional, well-educated, genuinely valuable, and a helpful individual. Right? Even by those people that don't know you. Okay? You're walking down the street, they know you're an agent, and they like that. They're not afraid of that, right? When the phone rings and you're the one that's calling, people want to pick up because they know that you're going to relay information that will help them create or save time, money, energy, create a better experience for their day or home ownership. All right, how would your career be different if your 6% commission was perceived as a steal of a deal? How would that make things easier for you? Would that make things more enjoyable for you? All right, what if people wouldn't even think about asking you for a discount? They clearly see the value. The perceived value is tremendously high. It's not even a thought in their head that they should ask a discount from you. All right, imagine if people were coming to you because they respect your professional opinion. They're going to listen to your professional opinion. All right, and not just because they need you to list their home. All right, they're not just going to reach out to you because they need you to list their home in MLS or because they want you to open the door for them. They're coming to you because they know that you bring value and they need to talk to you. Right? How would that change things for you? Give me a thumbs up if you would like those kinds of, if that would be a fun experience for you, right? Is that something that you want? Okay, so what I mean by change and some more specifics about this is really creating a better experience, not only for you as the real estate agent, as the real estate professional, but also for your client, for every single person that you communicate with, for the communities that you serve. All right, I want to see a significant decrease in the percentage of people who are failing in the first 5 years, especially if it's due to a lack of training or support. All right, I'd love to see a huge decrease in E&O claims. Who knows the top 3 reasons E&O claims are filed? It's misrepresentation, failure to disclose, and negligence. Okay, and I do not think that that's because we have a bunch of negligent people who are out there wanting to lie. I don't think that at all. I think that it's because there's a lack of training, there's a lack of expectations that are set, and then what happens is because of this lack, we get ourselves into trouble, and then instead of coming clean, we try to save face. But if we could just stop all of that and reverse that and become more educated up front, so there's not this negligence, so this huge chance for negligence or misrepresentation or failure to disclose, that's part of the change that I'd like to see. All right. In addition to that, I'd love to see more money for you. All right, we're going to talk about this in just a moment. And more money for our gosh darn clients. The more educated and the more that we understand about our craft and about the market and about the industry, can't we make more money for our clients? Can't we help save or create more money for them and time and a better experience? All right, so with that being said, the other change that I want to make is really just to be viewed overall as honest, trustworthy, transparent, ethical. I don't want to be viewed, and I don't want you to be viewed as this like car salesman type, right? As like a telemarketer. All right, and what we're going to go through in just a moment is going to change all of that. I'm going to talk about this 3-step framework in order to just knock this out of the park, so this isn't even a thing for you. All right, so before we jump into that, why the heck should you even take the time to be a part of this change? All right, because it is going to be hard work, isn't it? All right, well, we just talked about more money and a better experience for you. Okay, when you have specialized knowledge and you bring more to the table than the people around you, people will pay a premium for that. Have you ever paid for a premium? Have you ever paid a premium at all in your life? What were those things for? Was it for convenience? Was it to save time, save money, just have a better experience? All right, people will pay a premium for those things. What the heck is a convenience store? That the whole thing, there's premiums on everything there, right? For convenience. Okay, so we help facilitate people's largest purchases, investments, transactions, but people look at us as simply an ends to a means to an end. All right, they look at us as telemarketers. You have the ability and the potential to provide so much for your sellers and your buyers, and people just hang up on you, they cuss you out, they don't have anything to do with you. Right? And I'm especially talking about those preliminary stages when they don't know you very well, right? And that can hurt when you know that you have the keys and the information they need in order to create time, put more money in their pocket, and they shut the door on you. All right, so this 3-step framework, again, is going to be about how we can start reversing this. And it's not going to happen overnight, right? We can't change an industry overnight, but what we can do right now is start with our own business. Okay, using this 3-step framework. Every single day, every conversation, every client is an opportunity for you to change the industry. And part of you, some of you probably already have. Look at all the good reviews you've had. If you've had a good review, that is part of contributing to the change. All right, if you're providing an exceptional experience where you're creating time, energy, and experience for people, then you are helping to change the industry. Give me a thumbs up if you've already worked to change the industry. All right, so here is what we can do going forward, okay, to maintain, especially on the listing side, all right, when we are going and asking for 6% commission, $15,000, $20,000, $45,000, $80,000, depending on the market that you're in, that's what they're paying you. Some of you won't even shell out $100 for a CRM, yet you're asking your seller to pay you 6%, to fully invest in you, and you won't even fully invest in your own business. All right, so this 3-step framework is about being serious about bettering ourselves and bettering our career to be the best person that we can be, not only for ourselves and our family, but for our clients as well. Because when we provide the best experience and the highest level, elite level of service, what's higher than elite? You guys pop in a word. What's higher than elite level of service? All right. When you provide that, people are way more willing to pay you the money that you're asking for and that you deserve, because you're going to put in the darn work. All right, now it is a journey. So let's get into it. Here is the 3-step framework. What time is it? I have our coaching session after this, so I want to make sure I don't go over it. Okay, step 1. Well, first the 3 steps are, and you've probably heard me talk about this before, but we're going to talk about 360 clarity. All right, getting clear, client-centered conversion, and lastly, your vision-driven business plan. Okay, so starting with the first one, 360 clarity. You guys have heard time and time again, you need to get clear. You need to set your vision. You need to know about what you are working for. You've heard it from me. You've heard it from a million other people. So why haven't you done it? Okay, what do I mean by this? So first we need to figure out, where do we want to go? Okay, and sometimes you may not have a vision that's 45 years off in the future, because things change on a daily basis, right? What you want tomorrow may not be the same thing that you want 1 year from now, I don't think I've ever had a year that turned out the way that I thought it would from the beginning, right? So your vision is going to change, and that's fine. Stick with the farthest out that you know. Stick with, where do you want to go? What feeling are you looking for? Are you looking for feelings of peace of mind through your business? Are you looking for feelings of leaving that empire, right? Peace of mind for your family legacy, generational wealth. Okay, where do you want to go? And I'm not even talking about real estate. Forget about the real estate portion. Where do you want to go? What do you want your life to be like? Okay, why are you getting up to do all of this each and every day? Where do you want it to ultimately lead? That destination in the GPS. Okay? The next part of 360 clarity is taking stock of where you are now. Okay, this is something that we tend to, if we are good at this clarity portion, we're good about doing our vision, setting our vision and setting our goals and looking forward. But where are we now? Where are your finances right now? What money is coming in and what's coming out? Do you know, if you've set goals for yourself, do you know where you are right now within those goals? Okay, what do you need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis in order to get to that vision? Okay, so when we can figure these out, all right, we're getting a full picture of where we want to go. All right, where we want to go, who we need to be to get there and what we need to do in order to accomplish that. This is your daily habits, your routine, setting your priority, setting those milestones. All right, this is getting clear about your finances, your mental state, even your car payment. What is your car payment right now? And what is that car you want to drive? And what is the gap in between? All right, you might even be able to afford your dream car. If you don't know what car payment you're going to need on that car that you want to drive, and it doesn't need to be your dream car, like your crazy super car, right? What's the next car that you want? What is the next car that you want? What is that payment going to look like? If you don't know, go do a quick Google search. It's so much fun. And what we know about visualization is that when we start visualizing, right, we're going to start taking, number one, mental notice of that car. It's going to start going into our RAS, reticular activating system, and we're going to start seeing it more often. All right, and then knowing that payment is going to give you clarity on where your payment is now, where your budget is now, where your finances are now, and where you need to take it in order to get that car. Okay? Oh, my cat just jumped over here. It scared me. All right, so that's 360 clarity. Now, why is this important for our clients and industry change? Because without it, we're a bunch of chickens with our head cut off. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't have priorities really set. We're not usually without an end goal, we're not making forward progress. So if you find that you're just stuck on this hamster wheel, take a moment and look and see, well, where am I going? Have I decided and determined where am I going? And being specific about it, not just I want a new car. What's that new car going to be? And if you don't know, start looking into it. What do you need out of your new car? Let's start there. Okay, so getting ultra clear, okay, 360 clarity, a full picture about where you want to go. All right, now this will also make sure you avoid shiny object syndrome, because when you have mapped out your priorities and your routine, when you reverse engineer it from your top, like penthouse vision from the top, and you reverse engineer from there, you know that what you have created for yourself is ultimately going to lead you towards your vision. And this is something that I sit down with my clients and we start with the vision, our ultimate top goal penthouse vision, and we reverse engineer all the way back to the experiences, skills, and the activities that we need to be doing in order to ultimately lead to our vision. So we're not stuck going here and there and looking all over the place, because we've already got a plan, man. All right, we don't need to get sidetracked. We know what's going on. Okay, so if you're going to get some clarity in your life, let me see some thumbs up. All right, are you going to sit down and get clear about where you want to go? All right, so the next part of the 3-step framework in order to start changing this industry and tripling your income is client-centered conversion. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. We are really used, the mainstream sales process out there is really sales-based conversion or transaction-based conversion. And this is something that I've created so that way you can visualize, I hope you can visualize the clear difference between the mainstream sales kind of process out there and what we're doing here with client-centered conversion. Okay, so client-centered conversion consists of 3 different things, and this is really where your clients play a major role. All right, where you can start, where you have the most hands-on with changing the industry. Okay, so starting from your lead sources. Okay, with your lead sources, what I see out there is a lot of people that are really not specific and just targeting everybody. Okay, and that makes sense at first, right? Well, I could sell and buy, I can help buy, list anyone's house or help them buy a house, right? At any time. So why would I not market to everybody? Why would I not try to get everybody on my radar? All right. But when we do that, we spread ourselves thin. Okay. And we also don't give ourselves time to maximize and uh, really become effective at converting that lead source, right? Every leads are for sale by owner versus an expired versus open house versus an internet lead. They're all different conversations, right? You're going to have very similar questions and your result is I am having a tongue-tied week. I will tell you that right now. I'm going to sip some of my Sonic, okay? Okay. So generally, those are going to have similar results, but our approaches are going to be different. Our conversations are going to be different. Our follow-up is going to be different. All right. The nurture time is going to be different. All right. Our expectations need to be different with each one. So when we have 12 different lead sources that we're trying to work, 15 different lead sources, it can lead to extreme overwhelm. And then not to mention that we don't have the right system. We are not using a CRM in order to manage all of these conversations. No wonder we want to pull our hair out by the end of the day, right? So using our customized lead mix, it helps us get the perfect blend based off of our vision, right? Based off of our penthouse vision where we ultimately want to go. Not based off of the hype, whoever's trending right now, what lead source are they doing? Hey, what lead source is working for you? I'm going to hop on that, right? No, it's going to be based off of your goals because each lead source converts at a different rate, converts at a different level. And when you are aware of that, you can more easily create a predictable and scalable business because you know what to expect from these lead sources. Okay? Now, the customized lead mix is a unique and customized blend, reverse engineered from your goals. Okay? Whatever your volume goals and production goals are, if your goals are to pump out 15 deals in 1 month and all you have is a bunch of internet leads, but you need deals now, you may not get that to work for you, right? You need people who are looking to move now, whereas internet leads tend to take a little bit longer to nurture, right? You're looking more 6 months to a year. You'll have some of the low-hanging fruit, but most internet leads are going 6 months to a year if you follow up with them correctly, okay? So your customized lead mix is going to be based off of your goals and the unique conversion rate and expectations of each lead source, all right, in order to help you reach your goals. Did that make sense? So it's a blend of passive and active lead sources and marketing that will ultimately help you reach your goal based off of where you and your business need to be, not based off of what's all the hype. Okay, because I'm sure you guys have all tried a lead source that's all the rage and they don't convert, right? One of those biggest ones out there is internet leads. These people, oh yeah, I'm gonna get internet leads. Oh, I'm gonna do Facebook ads and it's gonna be great. And haven't even closed a sale from them, right? Hundreds of dollars down the drain, tons of time down the drain, when you could be having conversations with people who are literally raising their hand to sell that don't even cost money, okay? So customize lead mix. This is part of the client-centered conversion. Now let's talk about how this even affects the industry. All right. When we are targeting, when we are being ultra specific about who we are having a conversation with, because we're basing it off of our goals, number one, we're going to have more urgency behind that conversation. All right. Hey, this is part of our plan. This is part of the lead source that I'm working, right? It's not like, oh, the whole world is open up and I can get a deal for a miniware and it's just going to fall into my lap. Nope. This is my lead source that I'm working and I'm going to sit down and figure it out. Okay. So for example, I'm going to do for sale by owners because I love for sale by owners. We all love for sale by owners. And their approach is completely unique from anybody else, right? And so my brain totally lapsed. Give me a second, guys. All right, our customized lead mix. Yeah, I'm just going to start from there. Our customized lead, I'm so sorry. Our customized lead mix is that unique blend of active and passive lead sources based off of our goals. Okay, not based off of the hype thing. All right, so moving on from there, so I was going to tell you why that's important in relation to the clients, okay? Because when we're spreading ourselves too thin, we are not giving the people, we're not providing the folks that we are serving the highest level of value. All right. When we don't give ourselves time to become an expert in our craft, we're going to have crappy conversations and crappy follow-up. Okay. And I see this all the time with our first sale by owners. Okay. Where we are calling and we are specialists. We are experts in for sale by owners at this point. I can't even tell you how many for sale by owner conversations we've made and the conversations we've had with, and I get to hear from multiple different agents, right? So it's not just my phone calls that I get to hear. Well, I'm not making them anymore right now, but it's not just my conversations that I know and have experience from. It's from all of the agents that I've been hearing over the last 4 years. Okay? And when you hear the differences, right, and what the average person out there is doing versus the elite professional, right, your clients will latch on to that and they will want to pay a premium for that, okay? But that's not going to come until you allow yourself to crank down on a lead source. If you want to do open houses, then you better put on the best open houses around, an open house event. If you are doing social media, you better figure out how to be the best #1 agent on social media who provides value, actual value, okay? Not this status symbol. I mean, it works if that works for you and that's where you want to go and that's your vision, let's go, okay? But again, it's just based off of your vision, where you want to take it. And if your goal is to lay down 10 to 15 deals consecutively each and every single month, then you need to be honed in on those lead sources and know how to convert them. Know the approach, know the conversation, know the questions, and know the follow-up. All right? And it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay? But you got to stick with it. So moving on from customized lead mix, now that we are working and we are becoming experts on certain sources, that way we can provide the highest level of service to those people. We're going to move on to our client-centered systems, okay? This whole section, the whole client-centered conversion section is really just directly with the clients and really how you can start changing that industry. But even from your language, when I'm talking about systems, I'm even talking about the language that you use, the word tracks, the scripts that you're using. Are they based and geared towards assisting clients, or are they geared towards getting you a deal? All right. Are they geared towards understanding your client and where they're coming from? Right? And what is the benefit? And I'm talking 3 layers deep, right? Somebody who wants to sell their house. Okay, hey, what's the benefit of selling? Oh, we want to move closer to family. Oh, hey, what's the benefit of moving closer to the family? And I'm not saying you're going to do it like this, but let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay, what's the benefit of moving closer to your family? Oh, well, I don't have to spend as much money to go see them with the gas. I can spend more time with them because I'll be closer with them. Okay, what's the benefit of all of that? All right, saving time, saving that money, being closer to the family. Well, really, happiness. I'll be much happier, right? I'll have that peace of mind. My family's right there, can enjoy each other. Right? So it's never really a thing that they want or that they're doing. It's really the feeling that they're after. That's that emotion. Okay? So this, guys, is client-centered conversion. Going 3 layers deep and understanding from your language and your questions, okay, to your actions. Everything is geared around the client first. Isn't it kind of crazy that people are going to spend the most amount of money, and this is their largest purchase with us, and we half the time don't even meet with them beforehand, a formal meeting, right? And I'm really thinking about our buyer situation where a lot of times offers are being written and there's never a formal meeting and here's what to expect, or, especially if they've mentioned they've ever bought before. Okay. I believe it's our professional duty to meet with these people, meet with people up front and let them know, here's what to expect. All right, going forward, here's what we need to know. Here's who's going to be involved, right? Here's how to get a hold of me. Here's when to not get a hold of me. All right, but really setting those expectations and everything with the client in mind. When you're thinking about a new campaign or a program or an email or a post, start with your client. What do I want my client to get out of this right now? What do I want my prospect? And I call everybody client. Prospects, leads, I just say client. All right, so what do you want them to get out of your action or your post or your follow-up email, your phone call? What is that value that you are providing? Okay, so your client-centered systems are going to be some of the hands-on way for you to start changing the business, right? That is the client-facing portion that the industry sees from you. All right, how do you want those? So, and when I say systems, the main difference between, how do I want to say this, guys? When I say system, I mean documented. All right, if it's not documented, it's hard to hold yourself accountable and say, hey, am I doing this? Right? Because then you can change the rules on yourself. You can be more lenient, right? Well, okay, document this. How often are you going to follow up with your client, right? And this brings me to my next point of our client-centered conversion is our profitable follow-up plan. Do you guys know almost half of all internet leads never receive a response? I have a feeling that has to do with a lot of, low dollar inquiries, and people are like, oh, I'm not going to talk to them. It's just, $50,000 property. But could that be an investor who's looking to pick up that property so they can flip it, and that investor happens to live in a $800,000 million house? Right? So don't judge internet leads by the cover. Okay, so almost half of all internet leads never receive a response, okay? Now, with follow-up, 80% of your sales are going to be made between the 6th and 12th conversations. But only 10% of agents are making it to the 3rd call. All right? And we're so worried about all the competition out there. There's no competition, especially when you're following up with people, right? They're dropping off like flies. So you have a very good opportunity when you follow up. So your profitable follow-up plan needs to maintain that top of mind awareness pretty much forever. Once you say hello, all the way until there's really no reason to stop following up. Why would you stop providing value? Why would you stop informing? Why would you stop being a connection for people, being a source for people? Just because they don't have a sale for you, right? So again, that's the difference between this client-centered conversion and transaction-based conversion. All right, so when we're looking at our follow-up, I want you to think not so much follow-up, but really it's follow-through. All right, you're going to follow up with this person forever. Does Geico stop following up with you because you bought Geico insurance? Does Geico stop following up with you because they told them they weren't interested? You might be able to unsubscribe from their emails, but you cannot unsubscribe from their commercials, can you? Okay, so follow-up is something that is a continuous thing, and you want to have a follow-up system that doesn't take a whole lot of time, energy, or money on your part. All right? And there are easy ways to do it, because when we start following up with people, we increase our value, and when we increase our value, people are more willing to pay. okay? And when people are more willing to pay, they're going to look at the high level of service. Hey, I'm investing in this professional. All right? I'm investing a full 6%, okay? And when you provide a level of service that equals or surpasses that, you validate that purchase and you make them feel good about it. Oh, I made a smart decision. Yeah, hiring Melissa was a great idea. Hiring Michael was a no-brainer. I'm so happy I did that. Okay, so that profitable follow-up plan needs to be there from beginning until the end. You're pretty much never going to stop following up, and I want you to think about those big companies. Do they ever stop following up? They're always around, okay? Can never get away. All right, guys, moving on to the third portion here, our third step in the framework. So remember, we got clear about where we're going, who we need to be to get there, and what we need to do in order to accomplish that top level penthouse vision. We are going to keep our clients front and center through our sales process, right? It's client-centered conversion. From our language to our actions, from our lead sources to our follow-up plan. It starts with client first, okay? So now lastly, we've got our vision, we've got our sales. Now we need to talk about the actual business. This is something that I feel gets overlooked quite often because we are usually in sales and we often try to get to the next level of production by more sales. Okay, which I know makes sense, but bear with me here, okay? Because we can't just add more leads and more leads and more leads onto an inefficient system, right? What's going to happen? Eventually you're going to get a bottleneck, okay? And many of you might even be to that level where you're cranking out 80, 90 deals a year, and now you can't get past that, right? How do I get to the next level? Throwing more leads onto that is not going to be the answer, okay? There are some steps that must be taken first, all right? And that's going to be part of this vision-driven business plan here. All right, but first you got to start with documenting your strategy. We have got to put things onto paper. Get it out of your brain and get it onto paper. Paper and digital paper. You know, your computer. It's got to be out of your brain and into existence. All right? So your vision-driven business plan is based off of, again, as always, your vision, right? We always start with your penthouse vision and we reverse engineer from there. So all of your strategies, your social media strategy, your lead generation strategy, your marketing strategy, conversion sales process, your KPIs, your key performance indicators. All right, that's tracking. Is that documented? Do you have a strategy for this? Because if it's not documented, if we don't put it out on paper, number one, it doesn't exist, and we cannot make the process more efficient. All right? It's going to be more difficult, way more difficult, okay? So when we start writing it out and putting it on paper, number one, we're going to see some oversights. We might see some areas that we've been forgetting about. So for example, I'm going to take our listing checklist, for example, okay? So we have, every one of us has our own listing system. All right, so when we list a property, we have a checklist from pre-listing to listing, all right, and beyond on what needs to happen, both on like the admin side, getting it into MLS, getting the right people into the loop, social media, right? So that way there is no room for error as far as what needs to get done and when. Okay, and what happens when you start documenting this is you see gaps, all right? You see, oh, I have not actually been doing an Instagram reel for the last two. I've wanted to, but I've forgotten for the last two. Right? When you have a checklist, it's right there. You don't have to forget it and you don't have to remember it. Okay? Takes a lot of overwhelm away. So document these things because you're going to start seeing patterns, you're going to see gaps, you're going to see oversights, and you are going to allow your brain to work on the process and create something more efficient for your business, okay? So you're going to document the strategy, and then we're going to work on optimizing it, okay? In your vision-driven business plan, we want to not only double back and look at the strategies that we have in place, but we need to review them. How are they working, or are they working? How can we make this more efficient? And then the last part is having and creating a specific action plan to improve. Specific and actionable. If you cannot put these improvements and things that you want to do into your business on your calendar, it's going to be very difficult to make those improvements. Okay, so for example, if you want to let's say that you want to improve the amount of leads that you are receiving from social media. First, we need to make that specific. So how many leads do you want to see from social media? Do you want to see a 10% increase in 30 days? Do you want to receive 2 leads, 5 leads in 2 weeks? What is that specific result that you're looking for? Okay, then we need to break that down. We can't just say, okay, like an affirmation and let it out there. We can't necessarily say, we can't put that on our calendar yet, right? Get 2 leads in 2 weeks. That's not an actionable, specific task. But what is? So if that was our goal, let's say increasing our the leads that we get by 10% from social media in 30 days, what would be the specific action plan? All right, it would be getting intentional about, first off, we did get intentional. We want those leads in 30 days. Okay, and then it's going to be talking about the actions you need to take. When are you going to take those actions? Okay, posting on social media, friend requesting sellers and homeowners. Joining Facebook groups and commenting and nurturing relationships in local Facebook groups so you're being seen by more people in your area. Okay, so those are specific things that you can actually put into your calendar. All right, so if you can't schedule it, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually improve on it. All right, so to summarize, guys, and a lot of this is so easy to overlook, right? How can this change an industry, right? When you treat your business like a professional, that's going to carry into every area. It's going to carry on to the way you treat your clients. It's going to carry on to the way that you handle your business. So when we take a serious look and we start applying a strategy like this 3-step framework, right? Getting clear, applying your client-centered conversion, and using your vision-driven business plan. Guys, this is your brain, this is sales, this is your business. All right? This isn't new. But when we make the decision to change the industry, we can start becoming more serious about these steps and change things one transaction, one conversation, one client at a time. All right, so I'm offering you guys free, next week I have 3 slots for business audits. All right, you and I can sit down one-on-one, 30 to 45 minutes, and go through your business from top to bottom and audit it for the systems that you need in order to start creating industry change and tripling your production. Okay? I'd really like to start creating conversations around this, guys, and really just creating a movement and really getting vocal about really just stepping up. Because you guys know we have Zillow on our backs, right? Zillow's a one-stop shop, right? They're getting everything just about. You can get your mortgage there. You can buy your house there. There's almost no reason to go anywhere else outside of there now. So when we need to provide reason behind our 6% commission and why somebody should go with us, okay? Applying this 3-step framework is going to allow you to get there. Okay, so let's talk about this business audit. If you want top to bottom audit for your business, just type in business audit in the comments, and I'd love to chat and get insight on what you need in your business to really just start making moves. All right, guys, have a very wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you next time.